What's the longest you've watched someone fake their way through something? My sister got hired at a fancy art gallery because she could read Japanese. For months, she'd been secretly photographing artwork descriptions and translating them during her morning meditation sessions in front of each piece. She'd make up wild interpretations that rich collectors ate up. A simple painting of a bowl became a metaphor for humanity's emptiness waiting to be filled with purpose. One collector spent $40,000 on a piece after she claimed it captured the eternal dance between sushi and destiny. Her reputation grew so much, the owner put her in charge of all Japanese clients. She'd bow gracefully, say hi, and frantically type in her translation app hidden under the podium. The gallery's sales doubled thanks to her profound cultural insights. Then came the annual Artists Gala. A famous Japanese collector arrived, handed her a handwritten note, and asked her to read it aloud. Everyone went quiet. My sister started sweating but launched into her usual poetic nonsense about cherry blossoms and ancient wisdom. The collector's face turned white. Security was called. The owner started shouting. I thought she'd finally been caught faking, but it was much worse. She'd accidentally translated the collector's secret love letter to the gallery owner's wife. He'd been hiding these notes inside art critique papers for months. The affair was exposed because my sister's translation app was updating and she just made up random beautiful phrases.
My girlfriend texted, "I'm flying to meet my online boyfriend for Valentine's." I replied, "What?" Then I canceled the credit cards and left her stranded at the airport. When she called from a payphone, crying. I was at work eating sad desk tacos when I got the text. We'd been together 4 years, living together for 2. I paid for everything. Rent, Wi-Fi, takeout, her oat milk habit, even her weird handmade candle subscription. And yeah, I gave her a credit card. Emergency use only. Apparently, flying to meet some dude named Leo in Tampa qualified as an emergency. She said, "We've been talking for 6 months. He really gets me. I deserve to explore this connection. Don't wait up. No warning. Just that." I didn't respond. Just opened my banking app, canceled the card, booted her off my Amazon and Netflix, removed her from my phone plan, changed every password, and emailed the building to change the locks. Took 19 minutes. I finished my tacos. An hour later, I get a call from a random number. She's at the airport, calling from a payphone like it's 2004. "What did you do? I can't board. My card's declined. Uber says payment failed. I'm stranded." I said, "Stranded? Aren't you flying to Leo the soulmate? Ask him to Apple Pay your romantic escape." She goes, "He doesn't have Apple Pay or Uber or a license." I said, "Sounds like a keeper." Later that night, she shows up outside the building with her friend Haley, who's yelling like this is a Real Housewives reunion. I didn't open the door. Just spoke through the ring cam. "She doesn't live here anymore. You can't just kick her out." She left. I'm just following through. "She wants her stuff. It's already boxed in the lobby between the recycling and the Amazon returns. You're unbelievable, and you're both too broke to split a lift." Next morning, she's on Instagram posting black and white selfies with captions like, "Abandoned on Valentine's," "Emotional abuse is still abuse," and "Some men fear strong women." I didn't say anything, but someone did comment, "Weren't you flying to meet another man?" And suddenly, the account went private. 2 days later, I get a text from an unknown number. "Hey man, this is Leo. I think we should talk. There's been a misunderstanding." Ain't that always how it starts? He tells me she said we broke up months ago. He also says she sent him some very not friendly photos. I tell him she claimed it was only emotional. He says, "Brother, she asked me to fly her out. She said she was broke because her ex was financially abusive." "Leo," I said, "I've paid her rent, her phone, her delivery addiction, and apparently now her delusions." He goes quiet, then says, "She told me I was the only one. You're not even the only one this week." 3 days later, she tries to sneak back into the building using her old key fob. It still worked for the front door, but I disabled elevator access. She got stuck between floors, live streaming it. Caption, "When the universe tests your strength, it gets better." A week later, I'm out with someone new. Drinks, rooftop bar, good vibes, and guess who's working there? Yep, she walks over to seat us, sees me, and freezes. Then spills a full glass of water on herself and bolts into the kitchen. My date's like, "Wait, do you know her?" I go, "I used to." She goes, "Do I need to worry?" I go, "Not unless you're secretly texting a Leo." She laughed so hard she snorted. The ex tried to comp our drinks. I left a tip for her manager instead and got his number. He thought I was funny. That night, she liked 5 of my Instagram posts in a row, then commented, "Miss what we had." I replied, "Ask Leo for a refund." Blocked. 2 weeks later, Leo texts again. "Hey, she showed up at my place. I told her it's not going to happen. She lost it. Said I ruined her life." She said I ruined her life too. Must be her thing. He goes, "I'm sorry. She told me I was her escape. Turns out you were just the connecting flight." Fast forward to last weekend. I'm grabbing coffee and run into Haley, the loud friend. She won't stop talking. She's been couch surfing. Tried to move in with some tattoo artist who ghosted her. Showed up at my place crying about how she manifested the wrong Leo, whatever that means. Then she drops this gem. She started dating some older guy from TikTok. Said he was rich. Turns out he runs a conspiracy podcast out of a van. They lasted 4 days. You can't make this up. She texted me again last night. "If you ever loved me, unblock me." I didn't even open it.
I found out my mom was stealing my identity while I was still in high school. I was 17, working part-time at the mall, saving up for college. Everything seemed normal until I tried to open my first bank account. The lady at the bank looked confused, typing quickly. "There are already 3 credit cards in your name," she said, "and they're all maxed out." My stomach dropped. I had never opened a credit card in my life. When I got home, I checked my credit report with shaking hands. The more I read, the sicker I felt. $15,000 in debt. Store credit cards, personal loans, multiple late payments destroying my credit score. All opened when I was 16. I remember the new furniture that appeared in our house last year. I confronted my mom that night. She was sitting on the couch, watching TV like nothing was wrong, eating takeout she probably bought with my credit. When I showed her the report, she didn't even look sorry. "You weren't using your credit anyway," she said, like she was borrowing a sweater. "I needed the money after your dad left. Besides, you owe me for raising you." I called the police. They came and took my statement. Mom just kept watching TV, telling them this is what family does. But the officers saw all the evidence. 2 weeks later, she was arrested for identity theft. She got probation and was ordered to pay everything back, but our relationship was dead. I'm 22 now. My credit is finally fixed, but I haven't spoken to mom in 5 years. Her Facebook posts call me an ungrateful daughter who abandoned her over a simple mistake, but I'm just grateful I caught her before she could ruin my life completely. As a teacher, what is the most ridiculous thing that you have to deal with from parents who think that their child is a perfect angel? As a young teacher, I had to document every disgusting thing a student said to me because no one believed how bad it really was. It started with small comments, then escalated. Every day, the 17-year-old would make increasingly vulgar remarks. I reported him. The principal warned him. Nothing worked. I documented everything meticulously. One day, while reviewing the incidents with my vice principal, she began reading his compliments aloud. Juicy booty, TILF, and an explicit invitation involving his face. After she finished reading, the student casually walked by my classroom and smirked. My dad says European teachers just need a real man to put them in their place. Everything clicked. We called his parents in. I tried being gentle at first, not wanting to overwhelm them with the full extent of their son's behavior. Their response? Oh, honey, you must be confused. We raised him to compliment ladies. Maybe it's because you're not American? The vice principal had enough. She pulled out my documented list again and started reading the explicit comments to them. The father exploded, not at his son, but at US for exposing his innocent wife to such vulgar language. They stormed out, pulled their son from school, and he never returned. Last I heard, he was getting his GED instead. I feel sorry for whoever had to deal with their perfect gentleman next. Those weren't even the worst things he said. I never got to the part about his gestures.